What is The Matrix? The Matrix is a film that is renowned for its groundbreaking visual effects, a film that is rich with philosophical themes, a film that revolutionized the action genre and served as an inspiration for many filmmakers for years to come. And The Matrix is a movie that I've never seen until now. I feel so embarrassed for not doing this years before, but hey, maybe it's a good thing. It's about to turn 25 years since the original Matrix hit theaters on March 31st, 1999, so now it is a great opportunity to remember how this movie managed to be so unique at the time and why it is extremely relevant even a quarter of a century later. You're watching The Cinema Resident, let's get into it.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real?
What is The Matrix story-wise? Is it a philosophical question about defining reality, a choice of accepting terrible truth or living in blissful ignorance? Or is it a transgender allegory which was officially stated by the creators many years later after the film's release? I believe that the main strength of the plot is its ability to present different concepts and ideas for our own interpretation, so each viewer can think of it differently. For me personally, The Matrix sets a somewhat uncomfortable question of how can I truly define reality to safely say that I exist in the real world? Don't get me wrong here, I haven't become paranoid and I'm certain about my life being truly real, but there is still a slight what-if scenario going on after watching it. There are also such themes as the quest for freedom and self-determination in a world of oppressive system, the journey towards liberation from societal constraints, and the battle of life against artificiality, which in other words means the resistance against AI that got way too smart and powerful than humans. This one ringing any bells?
We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI. AI.
Let me point out one more time that this movie came out 25 years ago, and now, in early 2024, it feels like it's more relevant and significant to society than ever before. Oh yeah, and liking the video and subscribing to the channel would be extremely significant and relevant to me. So feel free. While the plot is mostly making the viewer ask questions, especially during the first part, the visual style plays a vital role in giving slight hints towards understanding what is really happening with the main character and the world around him. The film heavily relies on color as its tool to connect with the audience. On one hand, there is a green tint representing artificial and unreal, which makes it clear that the scene is happening within the Matrix. On the other, there is a blue tint that is used in the scenes of the real world that depicts the coldness and hostility of reality, but a reality nevertheless. Such things as raindrops on the rear window of the car that refer to the so-called digital rain effect, the agents moving in total synchronization with each other, a trivial-looking American city with trivial-looking inhabitants work perfectly to visually deliver the idea of existing in a simulated environment. The visual storytelling this movie has is truly remarkable.
You ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
All the time. It's called mescaline. It's the only way to fly.
Another essential element that makes The Matrix look visually awesome is its genius, Oscar-winning editing that does an amazing job in helping the viewer traverse through the movie. It's quite hard explaining how great it works, and it would be much better to show you the examples, but I don't want to give too much of the plot details away, during which most of the cool editing happens, but I'll try explaining it anyway. The creators could have easily connected the scenes together by using the classic scene transition techniques. However, they opted for a harder but more rewarding approach. All the scene transitions in The Matrix serve a variety of purposes, like supporting the exposition and guiding the viewer towards the established rules of the movie's world, tricking into believing their own thing, and on the contrary, hinting towards the truth. In addition, clever editing created extremely engaging action sequences through quick cuts between shots, exploited slow motion to highlight key elements in the narrative, and enhanced the level of immersion through deep integration with sound design. These are just some of the unique editing techniques that were used in the making of the film, and it is totally fair to say that it is so great it still looks amazing, even 25 years later. Creating The Matrix was based on multiple inspirations that the Wachowski sisters were constantly referring to in the movie itself, from anime like Akira and Ghost in the Shell, to the works of philosophers like Plato's Allegory of the Cave and René Descartes' I Think Therefore I Am. However, while these were the foundation for the film's narrative, the love for martial arts depicted in Chinese fiction and stunning action sequences of Hong Kong movies were the necessary elements to make The Matrix an iconic action blockbuster. The directors hired Yuan Wu-ping, a renowned Hong Kong filmmaker and martial artist, as a stunt coordinator for the movie, and his contribution was immeasurable. He worked closely with the cast to ensure that the actors were proficient in the choreographed fight sequences, which helped in enhancing their overall intensity and realism, and what is equally important, he included a so-called wire fu technique that allowed to execute gravity-defying stunts and maneuvers that helped in depicting superhuman abilities of the characters within the Matrix. As a result, the integration of martial arts choreography and the usage of wires for stunts would later become an essential tool in creating action sequences in a ton of different movies in the future.
This can't be.
Be what? Be real?
It would have been so cool to have the ability to travel back to 1999 to see The Matrix in theaters, just to witness how shocked people were by the groundbreaking CGI that's present in the majority of the scenes. Not only did the VFX department cover all the wires behind the actors during action scenes, but it also integrated generated objects into live-action footage and managed to create a believable vision for humankind's terrible future. Everything here is pure computer-generated imagery. If you watched one of my previous videos, you would probably know that I'm not a huge fan of excessive CGI presence in the movies, because in the majority of cases it looks fake and artificial. But when it comes to The Matrix, this sense of artificiality is an advantage because it works as another sign of everything being fake in the simulation, while all the generated content that takes place in the scenes of the real world is done with an astounding level of care, precision and detail because it needed to look as believable as possible. And now it is time to talk about the most recognizable thing this movie has. The thing that the creators would later call the registered trademark of The Matrix. The thing that will be forever considered as one of the most iconic and influential technological innovations in cinema history. The bullet time effect. What is this effect exactly? Unlike slow-mo, where everything is get ready for that slow, the bullet time effect is about the ability to traverse through the environment at a regular speed, while all the subjects are either slowed down or completely frozen in time. Basically, this was achieved by positioning multiple cameras around the action and making them take pictures in succession to create an illusion of a fluid movement of a single camera through the environment that's been drastically slowed down. Each of the 4 bullet time scenes required pre-visualization with 3D modeling to understand where exactly the cameras need to be placed, and detailed shots of the area surrounding the subjects in order to create a high-quality computer-generated background. The impact caused by the bullet time effect is impossible to fully measure. Obviously, it had been used by many projects for several years after the release of The Matrix, because every major studio wanted to add such stunning element in its movie. But it didn't stop there. Throughout 25 years, we've seen many variations of this technique in a wide range of movies, TV shows, games, and animation. So what did The Matrix give to the industry? Not give. How did it change the industry? Well, it paved the way for visually ambitious blockbusters, which led to the superhero renaissance of 2010s, served as an inspiration for many filmmakers to express their philosophical ideas and for studios to create their version of digital world, elevated action sequences to a whole new level with intense fight choreography and wire work, both of which became an integral component of every action movie in Hollywood. And Keanu Reeves met his stunt double Chad Stahelski on the set of The Matrix, and many years later they would set a new standard for how action should be done with the gemstone of a franchise, John Wick. Watching this movie got me thinking that creating a picture with so many themes, concepts and ideas, with all of them not losing an ounce of relevance after so many years and actually gaining it, is something that's beyond extraordinary. It's just hard to describe it in one word. If you're that person who hasn't watched The Matrix yet, you should definitely check it out because this is pure cinema's Hall of Fame material. I highly recommend you do this as soon as possible. It's quite sad seeing what The Matrix has turned into and how it was literally destroyed by its creator. But it's just like one guy once said,
"You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
My huge thanks to each and every one of you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. Consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel for more content, keep asking yourself philosophical questions, and keep watching movies. Until next time.